G'day mates and welcome back to Aurora. What a hell of a game. Now, I haven't actually put out the first episode yet, so if there's been any tips in the comments, or I'm actually going to post on the subreddit as well and be like, please, help me, Obi-Wan, there must be someone who knows how to play this game. I wouldn't have actually seen them yet, because of course, I'm just playing up to the second episode. Now, there's a few things I've sort of looked into, realized, and remembered. Something I realized I didn't, someone mentioned it, but I haven't been able to find it out, is that you should apparently be able to do instant research with the starting, tech points you have or something. I just don't know where those are, or how to access them, or if that's a real thing, or if it's in an old version or something. Either way, it doesn't really matter, we're just doing our research normally. Now, there is also a research queue I've set up. I've also got our other researcher just working, because there's no reason to not have him working, right? Might as well, sacrifice a few labs and get 2 research going at once. Especially since he has a big old bloody bonus to energy weapons. So we're getting some carronades, which are big plasma things. We also have a construction queue. Actually, we're going to make you remove. You can do the construction rate next. Cool. So when she finishes terraforming, she's going to go on to do construction rate and boost that up. Now, you may notice something I've accidentally done when I was playing around. If we just zoom in here. We have colonized Lunar, except we haven't. We just claimed Lunar as a colony, so if we see Bacchus here, we could just create a colony on Bacchus, but we're not going to. It doesn't actually mean anything, we don't have anyone on Lunar, we've just sort of claimed it as a colony. Now, the way colonies sort of work in this game is there's a colony cost. Essentially, populations need infrastructure. As far as I'm aware, however, the capital doesn't need any at all. See, it says infrastructure required per million population, 0. Unless it's just that planets that have 0 cost. Let me explain. So, planet suitability is the colony cost, right? It's 2. So this is, I assume, 2 times harder, or otherwise 2 worse than Earth. It's 2 worse than Earth to live on the Moon, and it's 2 worse than Earth to live on Mars, right? Venus, on the other hand, is 25 times worse. And infrastructure required per million population is 200. So I require 200 bits of infrastructure per million people living on the Moon. But if I terraform the Moon and make it better, I can drop that cost down and have less infrastructure, and then I can assumedly move the infrastructure around, or use less of it. And I'm not sure if 0 means that I don't need any at all, or if 0 is if that's the only reason this needs nothing is because it's the capital. Maybe it can only ever get down to 0.5, or I'm not really sure with that. That's something we'll find out as we go along. But here we go, Lunar's here. Now, what we're going to do is we're waiting for our ships to be built, because obviously we've got the colony, but we don't want to put anyone on there yet, because they're just going to slowly die, because they don't have enough infrastructure, of course. So what we're going to do instead, I'm actually going to build some more infrastructure, because we're building the Terraformers. How long? Well, the ships are about half done. Half done ships, that's fine by me. Terraformers, right, what we're going to do is we're going to build say 200, we'll build 400 infrastructure, right? 400 infrastructure, and we'll boost that up, and get those done once the terraformers are done. Cool. So the terraformers are being built nice and quick, and our shipyards should be done in a moment. Beautiful. Lovely. Alright, I'm also looking at this. What's this? Oh, I see something here. Here's a little interesting, right? So, crew morale on board the Tribal has fallen to 60.5% because they've extended their planned deployment time by 65.28. I assume that I'm going to have to call these guys in for some, it's called rest and recovery. It's that episode of Star Trek where they just go to a resort for a bit, and then obviously are somehow attacked or some shit. But, let's have a look here. So if we sent them back to Earth, rather, Terra, ooh, jump point 1. We've found another system. But we don't have any ships that can go there yet. So presumably we can go here. Maybe, I assume just resupplying or refueling, or maybe even just overhauling will rewind morale. So what we're going to do is we'll see we've got what? Morale of 50%. We're going to say, go back to Terra, begin overhaul, and we'll just test this out. We'll see how that works. But more importantly, we now have our shipyard task group, which is our lads, all of our, it's called cargo lads. We're going to put them to the proper task group though. So here we are. Cargo task group. Loving it. Bish, bash, bosh. Cool. Now, cargo task group, you're going to have only one conditional order, which is when fuel is less than 40, go and refuel at the nearest colony. Cool. For now, however, your order is going to be... I wonder, can I... Hey, pick up automated mine for population. Deliver automated mine to mining colony. No. Weird. Alright. What your order is going to be is you're going to go to Terra. You're going to load... can we load some automated mines? Yes, we can. Load an automated mine. I'll also order them to load some terraforming installation components and some infrastructure. We'll see how much they can pick up, like whether they can... Oh, there is no infrastructure. Is there? Can I not load infrastructure? Oh, no, I can. Cool. Alright. We'll see if they can pick that all up. So we'll go... Oh, wait, they're already at Terra, so we'll just go, an hour. We'll see what they need. They need 2 days. Alright, so we'll give them 2 days. 2 days and a couple of hours. Cool. Now let's see what they picked up. Because they shouldn't... Like, they don't have that much cargo. Oh, they got 3 automated mines. That's all they had. Alright. Oh, that's right, of course. We built a bunch of those, didn't we? Alright, now they're going to go here and they're going to unload all of those automated mines. And they're going to move back to Terra. And they're going to pick up the terraforming installation bits. And then they're going to go back to Lunar. And they're going to unload all installations. And then they're going to go back to Terra. And they're going to load up some infrastructure. And they're going to go back to Lunar. And they're going to unload all of that. And then they're going to go back to Terra again. Cool. Now, let's have a quick look at those, where is he? Survey task group, the guy who's gone for the overhaul, he hasn't gotten there yet, so we'll just tick some time over. Okay, he's back home now. He says he needs a day to get repaired, so we'll give him 8 hours more. Okay, so now he's been overhauled. Let's just check. His morale has gone back up. Okay, so... Oh, shit. I just realized, I sent him back for overhaul. I forgot that he's a freighter and doesn't need to be overhauled. Oops. But I assume that since he's returned home, his morale's gone back up. That's, I'm guessing that's how it works. So, I'm actually just going to send the other one back home for a bit. So, Gravitational Survey. Return to Terra. Alright, and if we go... Have a tick over. Tick, where's the Gravitational Survey at? Oh, he's probably further out, isn't he? Now, how's our research doing? Research is doing fine. We're going to need to queue up another one, though. Oh, no. Well, okay, it's all good. We've already got that queued. Construction-wise, I think we should just invest in a bunch more ships, because really, we're going to need a big old shipping lane. I'm not sure I want to get any more survey vessels. Maybe I do. Sure. Let's get one more type of survey vessel each. So, hang on, where's construction? What am I doing? Here we go. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get one more type of each of the survey vessels. So we're going to get another river. And we're going to get another... Oh, hang on. I've assigned that to the wrong bloody thing, haven't I? Probably. Let's delete that. So we'll get to another river, so another survey vessel. The river is the what, though? Oh, shit. How do I always forget this? Can I not click the class? No? What class is the river? It's a gravitational, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So river is gravitational. Man, I really should... rename that. Oh wait, can I see it in the shipyards actually? I should be able to see their class, surely. Oh, they're both GSV, of course, because they're both... Oh no, GSV I assume is survey, then geological expedition or something. I don't really know what that is, but one of them means bloody geological, and I just have to remember that. Anyway, so we'll build one river under the gravitational. Yes, and we'll build one tribal under the survey. Yes. And then we'll build a bunch of Lindsay Foxes. So, all cargo. I'm gonna go one. Hang on. Is there any way can I build multiple ones? I don't see a way to, like... Because every time I press it, I have to reset it. That's a little bit annoying. Oh, well. Anyway, we've got 3 slipways. 4 Lindsay Foxes, which means we can build 3 of them. So there we go. We can't add another task, but there we go. We've added all 3. And we could build another first ship. In fact, I think I will. I'll build one more first ship. So, colony, add a first ship. And there we go. We've got a nice little line of ships we're getting built now. But if we're gonna tick over for a bit. I just want to see the tick over. Just waiting for this guy to stop surveying. Come on. Alright, so the way morale works is rather interesting. It affects the crew, obviously, and they have to go to a place with at least 10,000 people to stay and, what's it called, bloody basically just enjoy their time, and it decreases at 10 times the rate it increases. So we'd have to send them back to Earth and just say, hey, chill there for a bit. Cool. Now, it kind of annoys that there isn't any when, like, this is below or something. There's when parent fleet is in system. Current speed is... Yeah, there's nothing really that lets me do that, which is a little bit annoying. So I have to do it manually. But there is something... Oh, God. There is something someone said where you can put a habitation module with them, which actually just solves the problem. They basically carry their entertainers with them, apparently at least. Again, a lot of this is just me sort of reading into it and going, what? How does this work, please? But it's fine. We'll just let them run. We'll forget about their morale for now, because it doesn't really matter. Well, hey, every day's a learning experience. I realized why all my ships stopped, rather. So that whole warning about, hey, your ships aren't here currently, are you sure you want to build into that task group? What happens if you do that is your ships stop moving and responding to orders. The whole task group stops. There is a reason, in fact, for having that shipyard task group. It's so that you can build ships into it. I'm an idiot. I just thought it was just a collect-all and you can build ships into anything. My fault. This is a learning experience of a game. Anyway, we've now got our colony ships ready. So enough of that, a little bit of annoyance. We're going to load up some colonists and we're going to unload them onto Lunar. And then we're going to fucking repeat that for days. There we go. Load colonists, unload colonists. Loving it. Now, cargo task group. We're going to grab these lads. We have a big old load of them now. We're going to load all the infrastructure we can. We're going to unload all the infrastructure we can. I'm going to repeat that like a few times. There we go. And then we're going to load up these, the terraforming bits, and we're going to unload them. And we'll do that twice as well. Oh, shit. Remove. Perfect. And then we'll go back and we'll load them up again. And then we'll unload them again. So, if we now tick it over, just take a day, cool, alright, everything's working. We've also got some civilian ships here. Here we go, if we zoom on in, we've got the Agna. So these two ships are going to boost around and help trade between the things. If we go, I don't think we actually see them on the little radar, but if we go to, where is it, here? Here we go, the Agna Freight Group. Now I'm going to subsidize them with a bunch of money. Give them 5 grand worth. Now, that means that we aren't really making a lot of money off them. Our taxation dollars are currently getting wasted. But they should hopefully, if we scroll on out, let's give them like 30 days. They should build a bunch more ships, and that make them more effective at freighting their way around. Now, if we go to civilian orders, we've ordered that we can have 10 terraforming installations from Terra, and I'm just going to say that we can have 5... Oh no, that's supply, shit. I'm going to go 5 for demand of them. I'm just going to say, I don't know, 1,000 demand for infrastructure. We'll cancel that one. And terraforming, we have a demand of 5. Cool. So all that means is they're going to ship these over automatically, and they're also going to ship over colonists, because this is a source of colonists, and this is a destination of colonists. So if we tick time on again... Hey, now, if we go and look at Lunar real quick, we've got 0.72 million there. Currently, we can have 1.23 million supported before we start to have them lose and die. And we kind of want to get up to, I think, 25 million is the point where it's, like, classed a sole world. Like, it's classed as its own planet. Sort of thing. It's classed as a source of colonists at that point. Where is it? Civilian shit? Here we go. Yeah, less than 25 million is basically, it's just a small, it's a frontier colony style thing. So, let's tick things on, shall we? Alright, loving it. And if we look at that now, we should also be able to build things on Lunar. If we have a look here. Uh-oh, we've already popped over the amount of colonists, so we're going to need a whole lot more infrastructure there. And in fact, current infrastructure on Earth is 160, so we better start shipping that infrastructure across. We're also going to need a planetary governor. And currently got a worker shortage, because 0.3 are working in the construction, and 1 million of them are working in terraforming. So we're going to go to terraforming real quick, environment, and we're going to turn our terraforming on. We're going to start adding oxygen, because that's currently our biggest issue, is oxygen. And we're going to go 0.2 of the atmosphere should be oxygen. That's the same as Earth, correct? 0.2 atmosphere, cool. And we're going to add the gassed atmosphere, correct, cool. So now, we should, every year, we're going to produce 0.004 atmosphere of oxygen. That's something we've got 4 of them at the moment, and we're currently researching better ways to make oxygen. And now our research is done as well. Part of that was me rushing forwards. Again, this is horribly... If I wanted to play this, like, well, I would be going much slower, but I'm trying to fix a few issues and things I keep running into. It's always fun playing with these new little things I find. So, we're going to try once again to boost up our rate of terraforming. We're going to put 10 factories into it. And I'm going to build my first exploration ship. We're going to build our Enterprise. Now, I want to build a Galactica. Galactica is really... that show is so good. And it's going to be a carrier. But for now, we're going to build an Enterprise. So that's what we're going to design. Pretty much, I think for this episode, that's what we'll design. And we're going to leave the system this episode, hopefully. Now, both of our guys are energy weapons, which are really annoying. But I guess we could build some meson cannons. Meson cannons are apparently or meson, I think. I'm not really sure how I say it, but it's apparently they're quite good. We could get different colors of laser, which just reminds me of Paranoia, a great bloody game. Why don't you maybe design as a spinal mount? I don't really know what that means. It's quite cool. We could also boost up the way our turrets work. So cool. We'll upgrade our turrets, so we can actually have some quite good turrets. You design turrets and missiles in this as well. So you even design the ordnance you fire out of your designed weapons on your designed ships. So it's a fucking crazy game. And then we're going to go sensors and... No, alright, screw it. This guy will actually get investing in building a proper weapon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go... And we're going to go... we're going to want to colonize Mars as well. So while we're leaving the system, we'll also be colonizing Mars. But we're going to go new. We're going to go rename to the Enterprise. It is a cruiser, of course. Because that was the Enterprise. The Enterprise is a cruiser. Yeah. And, g'day, mates. Welcome to a bit of a weird thing here. So, I spent ages developing the Enterprise there, and I'm going to run through it all in one big block and explain exactly how it works, because I learnt a lot of things. So, first and foremost, to build the Enterprise, first of all, I put a cargo hold in it. That was a terrible idea. Let's show you the class design. So, the cargo hold jumped it from 8,000 tons to like 14,000, even the small one. So, cargo holds, bad idea. So let's run through exactly how the Enterprise works. First of all, it's an 8,000 ton, or 8,500 ton cruiser, 222 people on board. It's got a captain leading it. So here we go, got a minimum rank of captain. 843 build points, and then a bunch of thermal statistics. It moves at 1,200 kilometers a second. It has 3 layers of armor, 36 wide, I believe that is, and maintenance life of 1.6 years. It has a deployment time of 12 months, so it should be able to fly around for 12 months before the crew start going, what the fuck, we want to go home. Flight crew berths, we don't have any flight crews. We have a hangar deck of 125 tons, so we can put a small little shuttle on there. Like, my point is to put a shuttle there, or like a sensor shuttle or something, so something like that. We've got 40 slots for missiles, which we currently are still building. We haven't actually picked those up yet. And then we've got a bunch of jump drives. Here we go. So jump drive, well, we've got a jump drive rather, can jump 13,000 tons. You can see why it's so big is because I originally designed that drive for a bigger ship. And then I realized the cargo bay was massive. I also designed another drive that was even bigger. But it's alright. We're sticking with this one because it can also then take a squadron with it. So it can take other ships along. And if I check the river real quick, which is the one that detects jump points... The river's only 2,000, so it can bring a river with it. So it can bring a river and like escort the river along and find new jump points. Or I could just give it its own sensor, which is what I'm going to do. But for now, it can just escort the river. So it basically has that extra tonnage to escort the river. It uses a lot of fuel to do it, though. Sorry, not uses a lot of fuel. It uses a bunch of bloody... I think it does. Does it use fuel? I think it does. Anyway. Then it has 2 engines of the ones we used before. Rather the, what do you call it? Ixon and Samuel, the military one we developed. Standard thing. It has 500,000 litres rather, which means it can run for half a year at full power. Not the greatest, but it goes quick, so it can get back home and refill and keep doing that. So that's I sort of want to upgrade it with some more fuel and some sensors. Now, it's actually got shields on it. Here we go. So it's got some shields, and those use fuel when they're turned on, but currently they're not turned on. But it means it's got some shields, which is nice. It's got 2 single laser turrets, visible light level laser turrets, that track at 4,000 kilometers a second. That means they turn 4,000 kilometers a second. A weapon that is stuck on the ship turns at the ship speed, so 1,183. And you want the turning speed to be as fast as possible, increases hit chance, all that sort of stuff. So a fighter which goes super quick would want direct fire weapons, but a huge lumbering capital ship is going to want turrets. It's then got close-in weapon system, which is just to deflect missiles that come at it, so that the whole point is it shoots missiles that are about to hit the ship. It's got an electronic fire control, which directs the missiles, and then it's got a fast reactor. That's the laser thing, and then it's got reactor for its lasers, right? So this thing actually has a boosted range. It's good for 4,000 kilometers a second, which is good because our turrets are 4,000 kilometers a second, so that's its tracking speed. Its range is 96,000 kilometers, and our turret's range is 80,000, right? So that's good. It's good sort of compatible range. Obviously, damage fades off, all that sort of stuff, but they're fairly long-range turrets. We then hit our missiles. So our missile launcher here, size 4, rate of fire is 60, so I assume once every 60 seconds. I'm not really sure how that works. I need to look into that. I'm not sure what that means, rather. And then it has a missile fire control. The range has 4.5 million kilometers. Yeah, long distance. And it can hit, it can't hit other missiles. It's not meant to be an anti-missile missile. It's an anti-ship missile, but it can hit small ships as well. So that's why it's a 10 resolution. And I'll go through what that means in a moment. Then we have a missile detection system, so that is a resolution 1, and then we have a active search sensor, which is a default sensor, which is a resolution 100. So, what does resolution mean? Resolution means how tiny you can detect something. Resolution 1 is the smallest, and therefore is used for detecting things like missiles, which is why it's called a missile detection system, because it's about to blow up the Enterprise. So this will detect tiny little things rushing in to blow it up. However, the range is minuscule compared to this resolution 100 thing, whose range is fucking massive, 9.6 million as opposed to 960,000 kilometers. So this is way bigger than anything. But also I assume the GPS, I assume that sensor signal is increased, which is a little problem. You can't just turn one sensor on, so I can't just turn my missile defense system on. If I wanted to stay stealthy, I have to turn both off or both on. So, ordnance-wise, I probably should have actually told it to take missiles with it. Yep, that would have been a smart idea. Oh, something to remember. It can only actually take 4 missiles because its capacity is 40 and each of these missiles is size 4. I wasn't aware of that. Alright, that's something that I really should have noticed. Anyway, so that's fine there. Components-wise, it's got 2 large fuel storages, 2 engines, that's the military jump engine, yep. It's got the weapon system, it's got 2 lasers, it's got a maintenance bay, it's got 2 missile launchers, it's got the fire control, it's got a boat bay so we can put a shuttle on it. Shuttle rather. It's got 2 magazines that are nice and small. It's got an engineering space. It's got a bridge. The sensors. Anything else? Crew size. Oh yeah, and it should be able to deploy for 12 months at a time. This is important. What this means is the 12 months at a time means it can go for 12 months without the crew getting unhappy, right? And unhappy is pretty rough when morale starts to drop. But it increases the size of the crew. What do you call them? Crew spots. Fucking quarters, that's what they're called. Which means that you're like if it goes out like further and further out and you have lots of crew, that can cost a fair bit of tonnage. But as it is, I think it only costs like 200 or 400 extra tonnage to move it from 3 to 12. 3 is like the default. And after those 12 months, it's going to have to go into a planet and have some rest and recovery sort of time, just chill, relax. What else? So, bridge, okay, fine. So let's show you how all this design stuff worked. Now, I'm not going to go into detail for all of them. I'll go into detail for the important things. So first of all, active sensors. There's 2 types of sensors. Search sensors, which show enemy ships and find things, and then missile fire control, which is what we've got. We've got both. Sorry, but missile fire control basically lets you point the missile at the thing and go, "Hey, missile, go here." Missiles can have their own sensors, but that makes them significantly larger, so you can fit less explosive in them, essentially. And missiles, you can do a lot of cool things with missiles. You can make mines so that when missiles detect enemies, they then fire at them. So you can sort of drop missiles and then just fuck off. And if the enemies fly near those things, they'll blow up. And you can make sensor buoys. So it's like when it's basically a missile with no missile in it, right? Warhead rather. And then it's just a bunch of sensors so that when the enemies fly past, you go, "Hey, they're enemies," and you can sort of detect them. So there's that sort of cool stuff. These are what control them. So you need always someone to have one eye on the enemy. That's what a search sensor is for. So you can have one ship in a fleet that finds the enemy, and then all of the ships don't need a search sensor. However, if that ship goes down, all of the ships in the fleet are now blind, right? That's a sort of, little trade-off. I really like the way that works. That sort of combined fleet tactics, or do you want to go for a multi-use ship, that sort of thing? Anyway, So, missile fire control, significantly longer range, but they can only direct missiles, they can't find enemy ships. Beam fire control, this basically just lets us control our beams. We want it, we want it to fit the rating of our turret, and we want it to be a nice range. That's fine, we figured that out. Engines, obviously we figured those out beforehand. Jump engines, now jump engines can jump multiple ships with them. See, we got a squadron size of 3, so we can jump three ships at once. However, it's limited by tonnage as well, right? So max ship size. I'm not sure if it's like we can have. This is something I need to check out. I'm not sure if it's 3 ships that add up to 4,500 tons, or 3 ships of 4,500 tons or less. I assume it's the second one though. Anyway, so we're using a pretty big one to jump ourselves around the place. Like I've already described how that works. Lasers. We built ourselves a good laser, right? And that's so cool. We gave ourselves different upgrades. You could, like, a lot of this is just customized bits. It's always just a trade-off. Do you want it to be more effective? Then it's going to be bigger. Do you want it to be fire faster? Then it's going to have, I don't know, less ammo. Or it's stuff like that. Well, that's not really a logical thing. If you want it to fire faster, it's probably going to take more power or something like that, right? Lasers take power, which is why we have a power plant. Here we go. So, power plants, we built one of those. But importantly, lasers are mounted on a turret in this case. So here we go. This is a separate screen. We go turret, we want the desired tracking speed, so in our case we put 4,000, cool. We have the beam size, and we went for a single beam, because of course, it's Star Trek. I wanted to go for twin, but yeah, I went for single, because it's Star Trek. They always fired that single bit of, it's weird, they fire like multiple phases sometimes, but it was always like a single line, which is why I stuck with that. So, on to the next bit. Jesus Christ, I'm talking quick here. But, okay, magazine. For some reason, my first magazine I designed was accidentally massive, and I was like, I don't need this to be that big, so I made it smaller. I'm not sure why it was so big, but anyway. Okay, missile launchers. Right, so missile launchers basically limit the size of the missiles you can fire. So it can all the way up to 100, and 100 is just fucking huge. It's the size of a ship. You're firing a missile the size of a ship, which is hilarious, and we're going to build a ship that does that, because that's an amazing idea. So yeah, that sort of thing, where you've got the, you've got that missile size. We went for launcher size 4, which means our missiles are also size 4. And, there's reloads and all that sort of stuff. An interesting little thing is a thing called a box missile launcher, which is what fighters often use. It's basically where you can't reload it yourself, so you have to land in the hangar of your mothership, your carrier. So this is what Battlestar Galactica is going to do. It's going to have its ships fly out with box launchers, fire off their missiles, return home, get more missiles, and fly out again and do it again, right? That's how the fighters will work. We can design a new species, which is what happens when we get access to genome stuff, which is how we colonize weird worlds. Plasma carronade, that's just kind of a cool big plasma gun. They're very powerful. Railguns, we don't have any of those. Shields, we went for standard shields, I think, not absorption. Yeah, we don't even have absorption shields, so we put some standard shields on. They consume fuel in exchange for giving us protection. Thermal sensors, we didn't get any of those. Cool, those basically detect thermal things. We don't actually have any of those at the moment. One thing I missed was close-in weapon system. So close-in weapon system is a last-ditch defense against enemy missiles about to hit us. It's basically, have you ever seen, US battleships and carriers? They have those giant minigun things on the back, and they fire at a fucking ridiculous rate of fire. The whole point of a close-in weapon system is it's meant to fire enough bullets to just shoot a missile down before it can impact your ship. There's a few other ideas for that. There's a few land-based systems, but most of them are naval, because these things require a fuck ton of bullets and a pretty big bit to sort of sit on. So yeah, close-in weapon system, very effective at stopping missiles from hitting us in the face. I think that is everything. So that is all the parts. Then we had missile design. Now, missile design is really interesting, actually. Missile/buoy design, right? Or buoy. I think it's buoy. Is it buoy? I say buoy, but buoy. I don't know. Buoy. So, we wanted to build a size 4 missile. Now, basically, you have a bunch of choices here. We have our missile engines, which is something else we had to build. That's actually a different type of engine from our normal ones. And then we could choose our warhead strength, right? As you see, that increases the size. We could increase fuel capacity to make it go further, right? Hang on, we'll just go, say, 6, right? Now it can go for almost 1,000,000 kilometers, right? We can increase the agility to make it more likely to hit. See, its hit chance currently is super, super low. Let's make the missile I built, basically. So, actually, here we go. We just go previous design. So, this is an anti-ship missile size 4. So, it's made to hit enemy ships, and it's size 4. Now, it moves at 10,000 kilometers a second because it's got 2 engines, which pushes it really fast, right? It's only got a range of 170,000 kilometers, which is not the greatest, but, it's manageable. We're not looking to engage beyond that range. Which is, I think it's mostly small, but a lot of the missiles I saw, given as examples, had incredibly short ranges as well. In fact, if I just check real quick. I've lost the page where I had it, but, many of them were 38,000 kilometers, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that's a tiny thing. Actually, here we go, we've got one. So, the default missiles have been shown here. This range is, actually, sorry, I'm incredibly incorrect. 36 million. Right. My missile is incredibly short range. I'm wrong. Sorry. Yeah, that's a problem. That's certainly a problem. A big problem with my ship is that our missiles, these missiles that they've sort of got shown here are higher tech than mine, right? So they use ion drives. I don't really have the choice to do that, so these are shitter missiles, shorter range, but, well. You know what? The range is what really is going to kneecap us there. But 140% chance to hit. That means that at 1,000 kilometers, it's 140% chance to hit. I think is it 1,000? I don't know. It sort of adjusts. I'm not really sure how exactly how that works, rather. But basically, it adjusts your chance to hit with the missiles, so we have 140% chance. Now, that's adjusted by both speed and agility, but there comes a point where you're adding too much agility to the point where you're just weighing down the rocket, right? And then you have to sort of play around with the numbers to find the best agility. Warhead strength, and then of course you can add sensors, like I said, and you can add armor, and you can add ECM, so you can sort of defend the missile from other missiles. Then later on you can make laser warheads and enhanced radiation. That's fine. So there we go, that's the missile design. Cooey! Alright, I think that was everything. Then we had that ship designed, we built it, and then we could send it on out. And that is all of that portion tried to compress down as small as possible, so I don't have the episode go on for 2 hours, because that's how long it took to record. Anyway, I've been Rimmy, and I'll see you next time. Oh, this is the middle of the episode. What am I doing? I'm signing off, whatever. Fucking enjoy the rest of my talk. Bye-bye. Here we go. Jean-Luc Picard is assigned. He is ready and rolling. And if we look at our fleets... Oh no, that's not looking at our fleets. If we look at our fleets, to boldly go is here. Oh, the Enterprise is ready. So, we're going to go to jump point 1. We're going to go standard transit. And this is where we'll end the episode, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's zoom on out. We've finally got something happening. There's jump point 1. We give it another day. And there we go. We are in Alpha Centauri. To boldly go where no man has gone before. Look at this. Here we go. Alpha Centauri, is this a 2-moon system? A 2-sun, rather, system? Or is that just a jump point? What is that? It's a 2-sun system, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at this. System view. Yeah, it's a binary star system. Is Alpha Centauri actually a binary star system? I was completely unaware. I thought it was a single star system because it was so close to our own. That's why they thought it would, Oh no. Well, I'm fucking wrong about that. I thought I knew stuff about space. I'm just completely incorrect. But here we go. Around this one. If we look at this, there we go. Alpha Centauri B, possible colony. Its moon, even more possible of a colony. We could totally start landing here. It has got chlorine in the atmosphere. We might want to get rid of that. But bloody hell. It's possible. It's certainly possible. We could all start coming and live in Alpha Centauri. But for now, I think Mr. Jean-Luc Picard has somewhere to be. We probably should we should go refit him with a gravitational sensor so he can search the grav points and find his own way. That's definitely something I'm going to do in a moment. That way he can keep exploring on his own without having to return home and get someone else to check the jump points. But if we grab to boldly go... Look at that. So we could launch missiles at them, we could just boost around, we could say hello. But I think for now you're going to return back home to Sol and have a good old time. And if we return back home to Sol real quick, here we go. And now if we go to galactic map, there we go. There's the galaxy. Why is that red, I wonder? I hope that doesn't mean anything important, right? No? Cool? All good. I hope that just means it's unexplored or something, and we haven't accidentally found a giant evil alien race that I have no idea about. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is where we are going to leave it for now. What a game. This game is amazing. It's so in-depth. I'm learning new stuff about every episode. This episode, it was going to be like 2 hours of recording, because a lot of it was me going, what the fuck am I doing? So, yeah, I'm going to compress that. I'm going to have a lot of fun compressing this down. Anyway, till next time everyone, I've been Rimmy, and this has been Aurora. What a game.